Wagwan. Just jotting down a quick update for the sake of it for any of my followers or viewers who may give a fuck about me at all. I feel intuitively, I just know that in terms of an update for me and the trajectory I'm on and what's going on in that, if you've been keeping up to date and been following, then it might be more relevant to you. But yeah, it's very clear to me I have a lot of inner work to do. There's a quote by like Chris Williams or some shit, I can't remember who he is, the Modern Wisdom podcast. He said, he brings up a quote by somebody else, can't remember who it was, and he just says, like somebody once said that they need to go and live up in private to like how they speak in public type thing. And I don't speak as if I'm the bollocks, because I know that I can be very flawed in a way, or I still have a lot of work to do. Even though reality is like simultaneously perfect and imperfect at the same time. It's like I always say about like the core of existentialism. I'm pretty confident that reality, like to be God, is to be at the center of an infinite paradox. Basically, like life is an infinite paradox from your perspective. Anyway, sorry. Well, basically, what I mean is, I intuit that there's a lot that I need to do in terms of just like, because I mean I've already said it a few times, but yeah, I definitely did struggle quite a lot over the past like winter, with like depression and like mental health, um, but also like I mean most of that honestly stems from the gang stalking and the New World Order, to an extent, where it's like mental illness becomes a symptom of the environment often. Mentally ill people, we treat them as if they're the problem, but often actually it's the culture that they struggle to fit into. Whereas if they were just in a different culture, it may be a completely different story. But yeah, I was struggling quite a lot over the past winter, and it becomes evident to me that I have a lot of healing to do. Where, like, it's like I literally need like a year or like 6 months, not just to do nothing, but like I have to transform. And I can't transform by just talking shit on the internet, and by also distracting myself a lot. Where like I realize the main insight that made me pick up the camera just now, just to jot a note down for myself, let alone publish it. But it's just that I realize, yeah, like in terms of when I say healing, that kind of the word healing kind of dovetails with recovery. And I realize, yeah, like I think it stemmed from like because I was hanging out with Quintessence MC. She talks about the digital addiction and how people get hooked on these phones like that. That stays in you in a way. Like she was on about that, and she was talking about how these like language and these disassimilator type spiritual um, energy clearings can get this AI shit out of you. And I've heard it from other people as well, like John Askus, part of the Spider Gang. He speaks about it. He's got a very digital aesthetic, which is just yeah, like the transhumanism. Like kids these days, like they just grow up in isolation on phones, you know. And yeah, I have to like heal from basically being digitally addicted, because that, I need like to do breath work for days and weeks, and to like it's all physical energy in the body. I'm telling you, like the people who gaslight you as if the diet don't matter, they need to fuck off, fam. Just get lost, bro. You're already lost. You don't even know that you're lost, bro. And that's the tragedy of it, isn't it? Um, I didn't know I was lost. But you got to follow the fucking signs because it's the only way out of the fucking simulatrix. But yeah, if you spent like ages being radically addicted to like digital addiction, coffee, weed, porn, or masturbation, um, and yeah, I didn't even realize exactly. Well, like, it's surprising to me how unconscious I went. I think I did that to like try and like disassociate and deal with the fucking pain and the trauma of this new world order, and from forgetting my identity on purpose, so that I could all play Namaste. Is that synchronicity? I looked at the Buddha when I said that. And that's just intuition flowing out of me. I'm not even trying to logically like deconstruct it. I just like that's just in me. I don't know if that's a program or what, but anyway, forget that for now until the party's over. Or is it? Because you see that type of there's a lot of these spiritual airy fairy people who are actually thick, and they don't know about the nanotech. Right. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't even realize. You see, so I had actually became. It depended on my environment. Like when I was hanging out with that girl Quintessence MC, like she's so awakened and she's met herself so deeply that I actually feel seen by her, and she is a form of almost drug or vice substitute, right? Like it's like I don't need to cope if I'm not trying to cope. Well, like if I'm in my open prison gang stalker trauma, home is where the hatred is thing. If I'm in this open prison, I'm trying to block the pain with weed and by distracting myself with videos, coffee, pleasure, porn, masturbation, etc. Uh, and yeah, and weed and stuff. Then again, like it's funny because it's weird. Yeah, it's like because what ends up happening is say I was saying like oh we like people know that a lot of people they use smoking, not just fags but weed as well to block pain. And when you don't have your vice that you would normally go to, all of these things that you're trying to run away from come flooding. Like all of the pain comes flooding up to the surface. And I think that's a general insight that I'm trying to integrate more. Just stop running from the pain and start feeling it and integrating it and learning and listening to the pain. Instead of listening to a fucking podcast, listen to the pain. Pain is the greatest teacher. Suffering is the greatest teacher. Oh, I don't know about the greatest, but the most efficient, perhaps. But yeah, so what I was gonna say is like you can see you get addicted to weed so that you can like suppress and cope with the pain, yeah. But like the only reason why there is so much pain is partly because of the weed. Eventually, over time, where it's like it's a vice that helps you deal with shit. There's a reason you picked it up in the first place. Maybe just for fun, and then it went too far, and then it became an addiction slowly. But it's like you end up going to the pain. I mean, you go to the weed to help with the pain, but the only reason there's so much pain is because you're not taking responsibility in your life and you keep sitting around smoking weed. If you if you run from the pain, you will never confront it. If you confront the pain, you can deal with it and move on. But with the weed, you keep just blocking it and running away. To an extent. I mean, that's not solely what weed is. Yeah, it's like kind of a paradox where it's like, yeah, you're blocking the pain with these vices, but the only reason why you're like blocking the pain with the vices is because the vice is creating the pain at this point. There's a lot of things in reality like that. I call them strange loops. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but it's like how there wouldn't be no poverty if there wasn't any hoarding, where there basically wouldn't be selfishness if there wasn't selfishness. There wouldn't be. I mean, like, if everyone was absolutely selfless, then no one would really need to be selfish, because you don't need to hoard, because everyone is selfless. Everyone is so giving that nobody needs to. That'd be weird to experience such a contrast. You only got to see the light to realize the more that we give, the more that we take. But yeah, anyway, things like the digital, because yeah, so what I was saying is, I feel like I need to recover. I need to go into a phase of deep healing, breath work, energy work. I need to meditate loads. I need to protect my light, get the demons out once and for all, and just really get on the energetic sovereignty like Quintessence MC has taught me to be like, and I learned so much from her. She's a genius. And I really rate her aura and her vibe, so she's inspiring, and I got to take in a lot of her lessons. But yeah, I stayed at hers for like 3 weeks, and it was brilliant. And then I come back, and I got slowly assimilated into the hive mind again, and that's what happened when I left Elevate Festival as well. And it's not even because of like anything other than the people, kind of, and the environment. Like, don't make excuses for low vibrational living. I'm fucking telling you, like, stop eating that shit, stop drinking from the tap, and until you do that, just fuck off. And I said that to one of their faces recently, and he's like, yeah, that's why I'll get offended. It's like, get offended then, and fuck off. Like, I don't understand. Like, oh, you're hating on people who eat shit. I eat shit. That's why I'm like, hey, I eat shit. Yeah, I am hating on that. Duh. You should hate on it as well, for fuck's sake. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? People just have no drive to improve. But yeah, you can imagine that there's a recovery process if you were radically addicted for a very, very long time. Non-stop. You actually don't know who you are anymore. You basically become the addictions. So yeah, I have to like reconnect with myself and disassimilate from the addictions. That's partly one of the meanings of that name. You're right, Luna. Are you bored? Hey, you're right. But yeah, it's kind of weird because the fucking you can. So the reason why you have the vices like the digital addiction and the weed addiction and stuff often is because, like I say, you're running from the pain. There was an initial trauma that got you hooked on this stuff, and it's weird because, like, yeah, it's kind of sad and tragic and weird. It's like you get addicted to your phone because it is a comforting drug, and it essentially like makes life warmer and softer and less harsh and painful. So you can say you're using the digital addiction or the weed to soften reality, make it better, therefore run from pain. So you pick up a vice that helps you survive and cope with your predicament and your incarnation. That's why you have these vices in the first place. But it's like you need to stop running from that pain. It's weird. They can be used as tools for survival. Clearly, because they will keep you going. But in an unconscious way. And that's what this whole society is doing. They're just keeping themselves going, and they think that's the priority. But they're clogged up, and they're not ethereal anymore. They're not astral or celestial. I gotta go. I love you. Bye.